Hey, this is Solek from Beam, and in this video, we're going to walk through how to create a progress invoice in Beam. So what is a progress invoice? It's an invoice that is sent during the project for work that has been partially completed, instead of waiting until the very end to collect funds. So typically, you're taking line items or trades directly from the estimate, populating the invoice, and invoicing against each item, showing the progress that you've made financially for that specific line item. So for example, here's an approved estimate and has a bunch of line items. And my first step here to create this progress style invoice is to jump into the prime contract tab. This is where I'm going to set up my payment schedule, and I'm going to first click on create prime contract. At the very top, underneath where it says contract type, make sure that you have fixed price progress selected. And here you can see that we've pulled in the line item data directly from the estimate, along with the dollar amounts. So if you want to make any changes, you can, of course, add items. You can edit the descriptions here. You can see at the bottom right that you could track what your contract says versus the total estimate amount. But if you're happy with what you see, if you want it just to look directly like what you're getting from the estimate, go ahead and hit add. Great. You'll see that the schedule of values have been populated. And if you want to send an invoice, you're going to jump into the Invoices tab. Go ahead and select Create Progress Invoice. Your due date can be changed. The default net payment terms can be configured in your Beam settings in the Business tab. Go ahead and hit Next. And here you're selecting a dollar amount or a percentage for each of these line items. So 25, 50, 15. You'll see that anything I change here is going to update the invoice PDF itself. This is what your client's going to see. And as you continue to invoice for this project, this will consistently stay up to date. So make your life a lot easier when it comes to reconciling how much you've invoiced for each line item. At the very bottom, it adds up the total. You can go ahead and hit Next. This is the invoice memo. You can change the default invoice memo in your Beam settings. You can always edit the memo here as well. You can also add any attachments, say completed work. Then you're going to hit Next, and this is where you can select how you'd like to get paid. So ACH is a $5 flat processing fee that you would have to take on. You can also get paid by credit card, but if you want to make sure your client is paying that 3% processing fee, make sure you have this toggled on. Next, you can choose your payment destination. You can have it go directly into Beam or a linked bank account, whichever you prefer. And here it'll tell you roughly how long it takes for the funds to arrive. All right, so once you're ready to send this invoice, you can add an email body if you have any specific language you want to add, or CC any emails, or add any emails to CC. And if you're happy with what you see, go ahead and hit send. Cool. So this invoice has now been sent. I'm going to go ahead and click into it. And the client's going to receive an email of the invoice. You will receive timeline events if your customer reviews the email or views the payment page. When they pay the invoice, you're going to receive an email notification, and this is going to change from unpaid to payment processing. If your client pays you by cash or by check, then like if they pay you, outside of Beam, your action is going to be to go ahead and hit More and select Record Payment. Here you can put in how much they've paid you, the date they paid you. You could plug in something like the invoice number and the reference, and then you can select where those funds landed. If you're synced up with QuickBooks Online, the payment method is getting directly pulled from your chart of accounts in QBO. So if you're not seeing what you like, go ahead and add that chart of account in QuickBooks Online. You can hit save, and now you'll see that this invoice went from unpaid to paid, and this timestamp is recorded here. If you ever need to download the invoice, you can go ahead and click this download button. If you have any notes about the invoice, the updates tab is an awesome place to add internal notes, tag other employees, whatever it may be. But yeah, this is how you create a progress invoice in Beam. You click back into the project, you go ahead and create another invoice. You'll see that that invoice has the payment history already added to it. So it can be incredibly helpful for you and the team to stay up to date and collect payment online from your customers. Thank you so much for the time, and catch you on the next video.